Alright, so this is going to be a little interesting, and probably the only time I ever do this. I don't normally talk about Ben 10, but this has been kind of an idea in my head for a little bit, and I thought, you know, it'd be kind of cool. So basically what we're going to talk about is building my own Omnitrix from 10 aliens from 10 different media. I'm going to be using comic, non-comic, anime, all of that. So, yeah, basically what we're doing here is making our own Omnitrix with 10 aliens from outside of the media, so it won't be any aliens from Ben 10. Also, real quick, I'm not really using aliens that look human and overpowered, so I'm like, guys, let's have a little self-restraint of, like, not using, like, Saiyans or Viltrumites or other, like, because, yeah, the whole point is the aliens look different. And although I do have some human-like aliens on this list, they're not exactly, like, look human. Like, they don't look, like, exactly like humans. Or, you know, kind of like Kryptonians, Viltrumites, Saiyans, you get the idea. So, yeah. So let's get started with the 10 aliens I'm going to be using in this Omnitrix. First, and I got the list written down because I know I'd forget. The first one is the one that made me do this list in the first place, the Xenomorph. Why did I pick the Xenomorph to be one of my choices? Well, for one, scare the shit out of everybody I'd run into. Just kind of slinking and skulking through the darkness, making a hiss, scaring the piss out of everyone, and, you know, snatching people up with claws, a tail, a harpoon-like tail, and a second mouth. Scary as all hell, and if you hurt me, then congratulations, you have blood spilled all over you. Another thing I should mention is the Predator's not going to be on here because it's like the Predator needs his gear. So there aren't really a lot of aliens on here that have gear because the gear normally didn't come with it. I know that probably changed in the later Ben 10 series, but we're not I didn't watch every single Ben 10 show, so I know someone's in the comments like, that changed, so that's a dumb excuse. Sorry, I didn't get that far. Anyway, next up on the second alien I'd have on this Omnitrix is a simian. Now, for those who don't know what a simian is a shape-shifting ape-like alien from this place called the Black Hole Nebula. And they're basically a race of ape-like aliens from the Godzilla universe that are shapeshifters. Originally, I was going to have a Skrull on here because it did the same thing, but the simians are also shapeshifters too. They're capable of doing the same thing a Skrull can. So I was like, yeah, let's show a little love to some other aliens outside of, like, Marvel. Don't worry, there is a Marvel alien on here, and a DC alien too. So the simian, they also have above human strength and agility, and also they have a little more tolerance to pain, just slight, but they can die like humans. But their shape-shifting ability is next to none. Plus, you know, turning into a shape-shifting gorilla and running at people is going to freak them out. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. So let's move on to our next alien, Baltan. So Baltan, the reason why I picked Baltan, because that's the name of the race, the alien Baltan. I didn't have on this list like Ghidorah or Gigan because we don't know the names of those alien races. And for all we know, that's probably the only one. That may be the only one. So Baltan, on the other hand, is from an alien race, and he can make they can basically make energy copies of themselves in some forms. They can also grow to massive size. So I was like, hell yeah, I want to do that. Like, have become, and Baltan's also a little biased. Baltan's my favorite of the Ultraman monsters, so sorry. But yeah, Baltan having energy blast claws, grow to super size. It's just kind of a win-win. Like, there you go, I got my giant monster. Next up, we're now moving on to another alien on this list that should be interesting, and that is the Dalek. So why did I pick the Dalek from Doctor Who? Why did I want to become a Dalek for Doctor Who? Multiple reasons. One, that voice, just be like, I am here to exterminate you, motherfuckers! Exterminate! Like, just say the most random shit in Dalek voice, and just scream it, like, ice, ice, baby! And just, everyone's like, all my opponents would just kind of look at me like, what the fuck is he doing? So, let's go through why I picked the Dalek instead of, like, you know, also, again, Time Lords, they fall under human-like, so, human appearance, so I didn't pick them. So, why did I pick a Dalek? Well, arguably, it's one of the most powerful alien races in the Doctor Who universe. They basically have like an unbreakable hull. And yes, I know someone's going to say, well, actually, they're not really like that. They have a, it's actually a big gooey monster under there, so wouldn't you just become the gooey monster? The thing of it is that the Daleks a little different, in that, in some cases, they basically say that, like, it's become like a second skin to them. So that's why I kind of bent the rules on this one just a wee bit. Because, yeah, the Dalek shell outcasing is kind of like, in some instances, in some of the books and whatnot, it does kind of say that it's like the armor is grown organically. They never really said that in the show, but like in a lot of books and outside media, and I think one of the audio dramas too, it said like the Daleks evolved to a point where they can grow their armor now. So that was kind of why I picked them. But the Daleks, the other reasons why I picked them: beam that could kill anyone, fly, be able to fly. As well as, that armor is bulletproof and has a force field that disintegrates anything that tries to touch it. Another thing the Dalek has, if I want information and no one's talking to me, I'm like, all right, plunger time, and just stick the plunger on their face and suck all the information out and just leave them a husk. So yeah, the Dalek is kind of like a cool jack of all trades kind of pick for this one. Next up, we have an orc from Warhammer 40k. So why did I go with an orc? Originally, I was going to go with a Tyrannid, but the reason why I didn't pick the Tyrannid was because I already have the Xenomorph. It'd be kind of it almost feels like double dipping to me. I know there's differences, but still. The reason why I picked the orc is because one, it's going to be a good crump in the night when I become an orc, boys. But the other thing is, too, while I wouldn't have, like, any gear or anything, the thing of the orc is that they just have to believe in something and they can make it. So that would be, like, that's a cool power to have. It's just like, you just believe you can make a gun out of anything and just be like, it's a stick, now it's a gun. Or, I build a ship and all I need to do to make it go is just press go. The orcs are simultaneously the most brilliant and, yes, stupid being in the Warhammer 40k universe. And that's why I kind of picked them, because yeah, I wouldn't have the gun or whatever when I become the orc. That's fine. I can just believe that I can make something out of nothing. So yeah, the orc. Following that, Katarl from Outlaw Star. The Katarl are cat people, but they have enhanced strength, speed, durability, agility. And they also have the ability to turn into a giant cat animal that can just rip through everybody. So who wouldn't want to have that? Like, have a really good bruiser power to them. And again, get angry enough, turn into a fucking cat monster, and just and turn into a giant tiger alien and just start ripping shit apart. Yeah. So, next up on this list, we're going, because I have to look down, I had to make sure it was there. Next up on this list is our Marvel alien, the symbiote. Why would I want to have a symbiote on this? Like, why would I want to become a symbiote in this version of the Omnitrix? Hello, just kind of latch onto someone and puppet them for a bit. Symbiote, like I know, symbiote control is kind of like debated sometimes, but definitely I'd probably be a more dominant symbiote, or just kind of latch onto somebody, use them like a puppet, or this would be almost like a support unit where like you're fighting alongside allies, and then you turn into a symbiote, give them a symbiote suit to fight in, and increase their power. Yeah, that's actually more how I see it, is that the symbiote would be my like support alien. Like, it would be more for supporting others, where I could just like, they're like, I need a suit, gotcha, boom, turn into a symbiote. So, there you go. Next up on our list is our DC alien. And I'm not using a Kryptonian. I was almost going to use a Tamaranian, but then I thought, hey, there's one alien race, but while it's gone, it was really powerful. And this would probably be my most powerful alien on the list. And that is a Martian from DC Comics. The Martians were, like, yes, J'onn J'onzz is the last Martian, but the Green Martians were extremely powerful. Psychic abilities, shape-shifting, ability to morph your body into however you want, energy blasts, superhuman strength that rivals Superman. You have basically a jack of all trades. And remember, Clark once said about Martian Manhunter, and this is why I really picked him, is that Superman literally once said, out of everyone on Earth I would never want to fight, Jean is the only person, not even on a good, if I was having a good day, I would want to fight Jean Jones, because I'm pretty sure he could kill me. But, yeah. Also, yeah, telepathy, mental abilities. The only problem is weakness to fire. That's really the only, like, real drawback to being a Martian. But I think I can work around it. So, now moving on to our 9th alien. Our 9th alien is a Mutalisk from StarCraft, one of the Zerg units. Why did I pick a Mutalisk specifically? Kind of more for air support, because I really only have a lot of land-based aliens. The only ones that could really fly in my repertoire were basically the Martian and the Dalek. So I was like, you know what, let's have a little more air support. Plus it gives a little more variety. You know, the Mutalisks, if you've played StarCraft, are capable of land and air assault. And basically what they do is, like, just shoot out a... they basically, like, shoot out a series of worm spores that if they're close to someone, they can do, like, a triple damage on people. So I could just be flying above my enemies, just kind of like, eat my worms! That was so wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah. So, yeah, there you go. Next up, and finally, our final and 10th alien is, my final pick is a Geth from Mass Effect. The reason why I picked a Geth is because it's a cool design, first off, but really the reason why I picked a Geth is because there'd be like the kind of like the version of almost like Upgrade, where just kind of like a technopath, have like control over technology, also enhanced like armor, as well as, you know, able to just forge a gun out of anything like an orc. There you go. So there you go, guys. Those are my 10 aliens I put in my Omnitrix. You guys tell me in the comments below, what 10 alien races from comics and outside of Ben 10 would you want to have in your Omnitrix? Just comment below, let me know. Once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.